I really think to most of you, this game doesn't really need an introduction. However, that being said, I'm going to give one anyway for the one or two of you that don't know. So after the huge success that was Crash Bandicoot 3, the team moved into Crash Nitro Kart. However, two people moved on to a brand new IP. The goal of this new IP was to make a huge, seamless, open world. At the time, given the hardware, this was unprecedented. Another reason this was a huge deal for the team is Crash was already pushing the PlayStation to its limits. To the point where all that ever spawned around Crash was a little ring, which was essentially the player's vision, which was also why they had a very forced camera angle. I'm not entirely sure if this is the same for Crash 2 and 3, but I assume it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. The reason I bring that up is they went from barely having a world spawn at all to having a huge world that was already loaded on the disc. As one can imagine, this was quite the leap in hardware, but on December 3rd, 2001, the world was graced with Jak and Daxter, the precursor legacy. So, as one would probably imagine, this game is a collectathon. It's got power cells, which are effectively the main thing you want to grab. Orbs, that's the closest thing you're going to get to currency. Spoilers, 90 is kind of going rate for a power cell. And finally, you have scout flies. If you collect all 7 in a level, you tend to get a power cell. Now, I figure this is a good time to just kind of segue into eco, which is a way to spice up your combat. It reminds me in a way of a system similar to Devil May Cry 3, where red is similar to Swordmaster, effectively making your melee combat stronger and turning you into Jonathan Joestar. Yellow is very similar to Gunslinger, with giving you a projectile attack. And blue is kinda like Trickster, with making your moves a whole lot faster. Last, but least helpful of course, is green, which feeds your health. A ball tends to be 1 point, a cluster tends to be a hit point, and a vent fully restores your health, clusters included. That's for the green eco, however. Unfortunately, we don't have something very similar to something like Dio from DMC5 or Doppelganger, but the eco, I assure you, that is here is very useful. Now, all eco overpowers each other, so say I had a full amount of yellow eco. If I picked up, say, a cluster of blue, all of my yellow would go out the window, but this doesn't really happen enough to be a problem. It happens like once in the late game, I believe. Just figured I should mention it, though. Now then, let's talk about hub worlds. You're gonna have 3 of them. There's the memorable one, the lake one, and the one that is literally the fires of hell. While each one is great, the second one is probably my favorite. These are like levels that won't exactly try to kill you, unless you're wanting to talk about the last one. You can go to various levels from here, or to the other hubs by using the warp gates. They work similar to fast travel, but, a bit more streamlined, and, you have to go to these warp gates, and Now, the hubs have orbs, power cells, all that good collectathon mumbo-jumbo. And then they have these really weird precursor things that charge like way too much for a precursor orb. I think the price is like 120 for 1 power cell, and it is complete boosh. And no, they never entirely get explained. But what else can you do in hub worlds, you might be asking? Well, you can actually receive quest-like things. There's a lot of quests. Many, but not limited to, Blue Boy in 20 years. Peter, depressed man is sad. Kink Shame, Soul's innocent eye trying to mine IRL in Minecraft, and gardening. Anyway, these aren't all the quests, but you get the idea. Now then, I'm going to give you the story, so if you don't want spoiled, just go play the game. It's not too long, and it's a pretty easy platinum trophy. Now then, if they're all gone, let's jump right into the story. We start with Jak and human Daxter, and we see the boys take off to an island that just screams, Oh God, we're going to die if we come here. Our duo proceeds to spy on a corporation meeting, and we meet Gull and his twisted sister Maya. Maybe it's his wife? You know, the game never actually seems to explain that or anything else. And as far as I know, they're brother and sister, so let's go with just partners in crime for the time being, I guess. So our boys hear that they're going to kill everyone who comes to the island. Jack and Daxter don't care and proceed to a dark pool of eco. Daxter goes in for a swim and reacts with a fairly level head, I think at least. So the boys, understandably wanting to fix this, they go to the Green Sage and he's all like, I can't fix it. But Gull might. Unfortunately, we need to have a game, and, well, we can't teleport you there. Then Kira walks in all like, give us 20 power cells and maybe you could play the game, I don't know. And Jack's all like, Jesus Christ, are you dead inside or something? Anyway, Jack sets off to save his friends and to take on Fire Canyon. After a few quests, we get hit with Fire Canyon, so after we go and drive through, we reach the Blue Sage's hut, and here we get more plot. The plot of this hub world is that the Blue Sage has somehow been kidnapped, and there's a giant monster terrorizing the village. So after we go and, just defeat the big bad monster, we head to Red Sage's hut, where the situation looks a little the same, except no giant monster. But the Red Sage is kidnapped and Gull and Maya are waiting for us. They proceed to say that they have similar plans in store for Samos. However, Jack, Kira, and Samos are all like, we're gonna have none of that and we're gonna stop you. However, Jack needs more power cells to get to the base and then free all the sages. Unfortunately, that leaves Samos unattended when we go to the lava tube. When we get to the lava tube, we then proceed to make it through and get to the other side, only to find out that, yes, Samos was kidnapped. Wow, it's, ooh boy. It's kind of like we shouldn't have left him unattended, isn't that right, Kira? Once we go inside the Citadel, we proceed to see how bad the plan actually is. Turns out Gull and Maya have gone absolutely crazy and are planning to flood the world using the Dark Eco silos. Jack is all like, yeah, I'm having none of that today, and proceeds to try to fight the giant precursor robot. The battle is largely one-sided, right up until the sages get the bright idea to combine all of their eco to create light eco, and the end of the game happens as Jack goes completely Super Saiyan. Now Jack and Daxter, after having fought a long, hard battle, proceed to dance on top of the world's smallest platform available in the just most mad lad of a dance after, murdering a super evil scientist. We get sequel baited and then told, oh yeah, by the way, if you didn't collect all 100 power cells, the next game's start will not make sense, and that is Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. It is honestly one of my favorite games because, well, to put it simply, it was my first game. I'm not really gonna give it a rating for this retrospective because I don't particularly like ratings. I more just tell people, hey, you should play this game. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend you try it out. So I would say try this out. Its sequels get a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, I just think you should, check this game out because it's really cool. I'll probably be covering the other games soon. I'm not entirely certain, but look out for that. Hey guys, Future Josh here. I'm just here to drop by and say thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot. And this is personally one of my favorite games, so this is a bit of an important thing for me to do. I do want to look at the sequels, however I'll probably be looking at something else first, that way I don't get burnt out on Jack and Daxter, because I remember I never actually finished the Let's Play, which I don't know if I even want to go back to that, because I generally forget where I was. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and just subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one. It should be dropping sooner. This one took me a long time because it took me a while to get the writing down, some of the jokes right, and especially to just sit down and get the audio recorded, because I've been busy with work and a whole bunch of stuff. But thank you all for being patient. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Also, one more thing before I completely forget. I'd like to thank Soulzenos and give him a huge shout out for doing the Chick and Daxzenos artwork for the thumbnail. He did amazing on it, and this is the first piece of his art I've actually gotten to use for a big project like this. So thank you so much, Soul. You're the man.